it's Norberto here. Today I'm breaking down how I exactly shot this video.
Guess who's in it? You wanna win a prize worth winning? Look at me, or you wanna get on my good side?
In the past few years I have been traveling quite a lot, so I'm visiting about 20-25 countries a year for mainly projects. Sometimes I have a few holidays as well, but mainly my projects are taking me to these different places such as Brazil, all across Europe, and even United States. So pretty much I'm going all over you can imagine. This year I started to give more credit to the Action 6 when I bought and I tried it. Even I tested the Nano and I started to play with those DJI products more and more and implement them in real client works as well. I was actually testing the Pocket 4 in London, also in Korea. And now after the few tests I have done, I was really confident I could do an entire project with this one. I knew that it's not going to be perfect for indoor shootings, but for a festival everything is outdoors. Basically what happened, one of my best friends reached out if I could cover the last day, and I was really thinking this camera could manage to capture the entire event and create a standalone video without you really noticing this was shot on a Pocket 4. So that was my main idea. Of course, I didn't pitch them beforehand, just when I was there, so it was a little bit risky, but at the end of the day, you know, I just wanted the results to speak for itself. So let's just see what camera gear I was using during this shoot. I bought the basic package of the Pocket 4, so it only came with pouch and a gimbal clip. I didn't buy any extra battery or pretty much anything for this Pocket 4. What really made a big difference when it came to this shooting, I knew that there are certain shooting modes where you cannot use D-Log. Especially on those shooting modes, it was extremely important to give some extra color to the footage, and therefore I was using the aloof filters. I think the variable ND filter is really handy, especially because you don't have to remove and attach and detach the filters every single time. Then I was also using two filters, giving a creative look to the image, so it already gave a style or a look to those footage. So I was using a wide angle lens that has also a mist filter in, so that is a combination of mist and a wide angle lens. Also used the 1:4 diffusion filter for the night shots especially, and these filters were taking my footage to the next level, so I can introduce some motion blur and I can expose it correctly. Because I was shooting everything manually, and I could use the creative filters as well to kind of color enhance certain shots, which I didn't mind that they are not necessarily gonna match, you know, in terms of colors, because I wanted some creative look in certain shots as well. And the mist filter was important to just boom the highlights and make the footage more cinematic, remove those harsh shadow side as well. So this mist filter is really helpful to make this footage look more cinematic. When I wanted to have a motion blur, a more natural cinematic look, I used the 4K 25 frames per sec and I attached an ND filter so I can keep the natural look and motion blur. Many of the scenes I was using super slow motion, but I also combined some hyperlapses. I'm just showing the settings on screen right now. I used the 4K 240 frames per sec. I think I should have used 200 frames per sec so you can see some flickering on the background. I think if I was using 200 frames per sec and not 240, then most probably I wouldn't have any flickering. In the hyperlapse, I shot 4K 25 and x15. Every 15 seconds of recording will be 1 second of hyperlapse. I usually focused on super slow motion shots when I was feeling I would really love to, you know, keep that moment. For instance, close up of the artist. Main goal was with this camera to have long shots, so even when I was shooting super slow motion, I wanted to shoot. I didn't shoot just 10 seconds, but I shot a few minutes. And by that, you know, I could really transition from one scene to another. And I did like big speed ramps, so I think it was like 10,000%. So I did like a huge, really fast speed ramp, and it looks more like a transition from one scene to another. So the main idea was there to capture very crisp, sharp image that is super slow motion, and then I can just transition from one scene to another. So when I started to edit this project, I really wanted some quick shots at the beginning, and then I really wanted some slow moments. I didn't have any plan beforehand. I just created here, as you can see, these markers. So I felt like 4 seconds of something, then just a 3 second. So I really wanted to mix up the rhythm. I didn't have any music either, so I just wanted to set a tone, especially in the first 4 seconds. That was the basically before the music hits and starts. So predetermine how many cuts I want before a long shot, and I wanted a long shot here. The main idea of this video was to have quick cuts, some movements, speed ramps, slow motion. So what I did here, and also I did this in the beginning as well, if you go to keyframes, and then you can see the speed ramp curve, and you can see I bumped this up to 1600%. So this is quite a big speed ramp. But it really adds, you know, it really adds like a transition. So when you just watch the whole thing, it doesn't necessarily think like it's a huge speed ramp. Here maybe, but I think for instance here is a perfect example that this was, and here I had 22,000% of quick speed ramps, and here is the speed ramp start. So let me put this aside here, and then you see there is a really fast transition from here all the way to there, and then it slows down, and then again at almost 10,000 speed ramp, and then it slows down to 100%. 100% in this case is 8 times slower than real footage. So in order to add more dynamic and a little bit make this edit more playful, what I did is I added an adjustment layer. This is basically a zoom in, a keyframe zoom in. So at the beginning, instead of this, I have a little bit of more zooming in effect, and again here as well I have, and on the beat I just zoom back, like cut back technically, and here I have also black and white effect. So I think in this case it works really good, this zoom back, or you know, like bounce back effect, because I have a blown out black and white, not filter, but like a glow effect on the footage, and on the beat it turns back normal and then zooms back. So I think that looks really good. Okay, so then I had these zooms in, again here as well. I just wanted to punch in more zoom in. Whenever I had a speed ramp or hyperlapse or any quick movements, I added a motion blur. Also on an adjustment clip, I created a motion blur effect, which I can extend for as long as I want, and then I can add to those places the motion blur where it's needed. Now this is really heavy on my MacBook, so if I have the effects on, then my MacBook is dead. Here you can see what it does. So this is with motion blur and this is without. And then let's focus on these effects. So this is an invert black and white. Now I was using mainly black and white, and then black and white glow, and then I also created a light up. So I went to the color tab. On this adjustment clip, I increased the offset, and on the next one, I increased more and more and a lot more. So this is just like a step-by-step light up effect just before a transition. Inverted black and white, and then black and white glow effect I created, and then I just placed into certain places where I wanted a better transition. And this is with the black and white effects.
You wanna get on my level, but are you ready? Got tricks, but can you go steady? Are you slick with it? Can you stick with it, or do you just? Are you slick with it? Can you stick with it, or do you just? There when it gets too heavy.
So actually, I did the sound effect first in this case. So what I did is actually I created sound effects, and I didn't have any music. I just had the music afterwards. And as you can see here, what I did, I created different sound effects, because the way I was taught, you know, if you turn off the music, you should put sound effects everywhere. So there should not be empty space. Even empty space should have some sound. Now, I'm not an expert on sound effects, to be honest. I went to ARTLIST, and under sound effects, I searched for riser. Okay, I like this one, so I download this. So basically just I was searching for a few sound effects like riser, crowd, festival, whooshes, different whooshes. So whenever I did the speed ramp, I didn't want to use the same whoosh. I actually even searched for an empty space, especially here under this one. I searched for abandoned warehouse, and then on top of that, in some places where I felt like, I needed more sound effects, but I didn't have any idea what should I add, then I had these transitions, color transitions. Like for instance, this was the light up, and then I added a camera click, some of the transitions. Here I added flame, and this was an empty space here, as you can hear, and then whoosh one. And this is a different whoosh. I think it would be better to have different whooshes, so not to repeat them too often. This is a cyber logo flickering steampunk sound effect, which worked really well here. And especially these sound effects work really well with these black and white quick one frame edits. These are just one frame, and then every second frame you add one frame black and white. So it will be very quick. You barely recognize it, but it looks really nice. And then basically afterwards I was searching for music. I would recommend to search music first, but I did the other way around because I wanted this specific edit. So I cut the music according to the way I wanted to edit the video. So I just added the first section here. This is from the music. Then I started the music from this section.
You wanna get on my level, but are you ready? Got tricks, but can you go steady? Are you slick with it? Can you stick with it? Or do you just fail when it gets...
When it comes to color grading, I have created a node tree with my film look, and this node tree includes certain things such as built-in noise reduction, exposure, but this you have to adjust, and white balance as well you have to adjust. I added a vignette thing just to make a little bit more focus towards in the middle. It's not crazily visible, but just a tad. I will show you this one because it's not really visible on every footage. I think this is a perfect example here. How does it look like with and without? So this is the halation effect. These things you can turn on and off, but I think it makes it very cinematic. I have a conversion LUT from D-Log to Rec 709, an optional noise reduction, which I actually needed for this footage, so I can turn on in this case. I'm not turning on noise reduction in every footage, I just only turn on when it's needed. And then the film look, which you can see it punches. Here it is, before and after. I think this is really game changer for us, not just content creators, but also videographers, filmmakers, and whatsoever. You can use these tiny cameras as well on a production level. Basically, it just makes your work easier, makes it more versatile. Obviously, it's not gonna completely replace the Sony cameras, but I think this is a perfect example, if you think about it, that gear doesn't really matter nowadays. You could use this in a professional environment and make money with it. And that's just crazy if you think about it. You could just buy a Pocket 4, or if you buy a Pocket 4P, then you already have two cameras, like a close-up and a wide angle. And that's just even better if you think about it. So if you get a few accessories, you can really elevate the quality of this Pocket 4. Alright, that's it for today's video. If you find it useful, hit subscribe, and before you leave, let's watch the full video I created for this festival. See you in the next one.